I'm Jeanette White for ExpertVillage and Piper's Quilts and Comforts, located in Sugar House in Salt Lake City, Utah. Today we are going to be attaching our bias to the edge of our quilt, and you're on the home stretch, you guys. What you're going to need for this is just your bias, a few pins, and an awl. This is a wonderful tool, and we're going to be using it for a lot of things, but you're going to need this to do your binding. So now we're going to leave about a 10-inch tail. You don't need to measure it, just guess. And you want to start away from a corner. So I'm going to line up my 3 raw edges. Now you're going to have your quilt back and your batting, which is represented here and here, be about 2 inches bigger than your quilt top, which would be here. We don't want to trim this away first. You're going to use the raw edge of your quilt top as your guide to apply your bias binding. So I'm going to put 1 pin here, go to the bed of my sewing machine, 1/4 inch seam allowance, and I'm going to begin stitching. Now don't forget to leave a nice long tail here so that when we get all the way around our quilt, we can join those 2 pieces together in a bias seam. I'm going to stitch down until I see the perpendicular corner right here coming up on the bed of my sewing machine right there. And I'm going to get ready to do the preparation for my mitered corner. I'm going to place a pin about 1 inch up from this perpendicular raw edge right here through all 3 layers here. And then I'm going to put 1 more pin holding my bias together right here. Now I'm going to take my 2 pieces of bias and I'm going to fold them out to the right. And what I'm looking for are 2 things. An L shape right here and an uninterrupted line that goes right across here with my quilt top and my binding. And you can see I don't have that here. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to drop my pin down just a little tiny bit, and I'm going to fold it out. And I'm still just a little bit too high. So I'm going to drop it down just a little bit further, and I'm going to fold it out to the side. Now I have an uninterrupted line here and an L shape here. In our next segment, we will be doing turning the corner to make our miter.